Alright, welcome back after a while for a new video. So today I've decided to make a guide, a tutorial for all of you that are not yet using the powerful software that is Tmux. So what is Tmux? Tmux is a multiplexer for your terminal, which essentially allows you to run multiple programs using the command line over a single connection if you use, for example, SSH server. However, it's also useful if you're a Vim user. You might use it so that you can split the screen and see different files at the same time, and you can see different things at the same time. It allows you to do things, for example, a long-running process within Tmux. What you can do, I can start a process here on my home computer, go home, and go to work and take back that same session like if I never left the computer. So let's start from how to install Tmux. So on a Mac, if you use brew, you can just do brew install Tmux. If you are on a Linux machine with Ubuntu, you just do sudo apt install Tmux and so on and so forth. And let's get started to have a look at it. So to launch Tmux, all you have to do is to say Tmux, press enter, and here we are inside a Tmux session. So this is the session number, and this is the window, and all of this space here is called the pane. Now you can see here it says ZSH and there is an asterisk. This asterisk corresponds to which one of these is actually currently active. Okay, so what is the first thing we can do? The first thing we can do is to explore how Tmux work. So to do this, we need to use a prefix key, which is the combination by default. Here, if I list, I'm in my home directory. I don't have anything to do with Tmux. Like I cleaned up all of my settings to make this demo. And I'm gonna go through with you to make it everything from scratch. By the way, I recommend you to use the from scratch version because once you go on a system, it's gonna be easier for you to work, simply because you have no customizations and all the commands are gonna be the same. Anyway, so let's get started. The first command we want to look is the help command. So it's Ctrl B, which is the prefix key I was talking about. And the next one is the question mark. This is gonna send us this list, which are all of the commands that are available inside Tmux. So as you can see, the list is pretty long, and we have a lot of options that we can go through. Now, how can we move? On this list? We can go from the first and have a look at what's available. However, to look at this window like this is a little bit inconvenient. So what we can do, we can split our screen. So Ctrl B %, and we have now split the screen. So we are in here, and we are in a second screen. Now, how did I do this? Essentially, I went CB %sign. Now I want to do a quick setting for this. All I want to do is to activate the mouse, which we're also going to do later. And to do this, I'm going to go back to the previous, which is Ctrl B left arrow. To do this, we're going to send commands to Tmux. And we do this through the semicolon option. Sorry, the colon option actually. Where is it? Maybe it's all the way to the top of this list. Yeah, CB colon prompt for a command. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna set the mouse use. So Ctrl B colon, and then we're gonna do set-G mouse. Now what this allows me to do, allows me to use the mouse to move in between the panels. It allows me to resize those ones with ease. Okay, so let's go back to the help panel. I'm going to do the help on the right hand side now. So Control B, question mark, and we get our layout. Let's have a look first how we can split these views. So we have seen the percent sign splits the window horizontally. However, we can also split the window vertically, which is this command right here, CB, and then the quotation sign. So CB quotation, and we split it vertically. And there is no limit in how many I can do. I can, if I want to, I can split the window again. So Control B, percent, Control B, quotation mark. And what I can do then, I can also select different layouts. What does it mean? It means I can rotate the layouts I have available. So I do Control B, space, it's going to put all of the windows in a different layout. Control B, space, it's going to select for me another layout. Control B, space, 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 another layout. The reason you see this going away is because I know that many of you watch my videos from a mobile, and of course when you are on a mobile you want to see things big. So anyway, I'm gonna close a few of these windows, a few of these panes, because we don't need them. And to close them, you just exit from the session. However, I talked about the commands that we do often, and the one I want to look at next is this one, the top one, CBD, which is detach the current client. What does it mean? It means that if I do CB followed by the letter D, I am detached from the session. So now I can close the terminal, switch off, well, in this case I can switch off the computer, but if I were on an SSH session, I could switch off the computer, go home and connect again and find no problem with this setting. Now I want to attach back to the same session, Tmux, attach -t, and then we specify which session we want to use. In this case it's going to be 0. However, let's say you don't know which one you want to use, is Tmux, and then you do ls, it's going to list all of the sessions. And here you're going to see that there is session 0, which is the one we want to attach to. So Tmux attach -t 0, and we attach back to the same session. If here I put a long running program, ping.google.com, and now I detach again, that ping command is gonna keep running in the background, so I don't have to actually worry about it and determine whether I can close this terminal or not, or open a new one for that matters. Actually, let's do this. Let's open the terminal, the default terminal that you have in macOS. So let's say Tmux attach -t 0, and we're gonna see exactly the same set of data. So we are running, as you can see here, it's telling me which software I'm running. I'm gonna stop it from here. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna start something else in this pane. I'm gonna say, let's do another ping on Google. And now I'm going to actually quit this terminal altogether. Let's say it's a crash. The terminal crashed. What happened? If I touch back to the terminal here, the software is still running. So let's say you need to have a long running process. Tmux is gonna help you very much with it. Now we have seen we can click in between those windows, but there is another way if you don't want to leave the keyboard, because to move to the mouse is a little bit inconvenient. So what you can do Control B and then left arrow or right arrow to move in between those panes, as well as up arrow and down arrow to move in the vertical pane. Now if I want to close a pane, what's the shortcut? Is Control B followed by the letter X, and then it's going to ask you, do you want to kill the pane 0? And you can say no. The other solution is, of course, you just exit, which is the one I usually use because that's how you exit from a session. what else we can do? We can have multiple windows. So we can create a new window. So let's have a look at on this list. And the solution would be CBC. Let's see, what is it? Well, this is because it's uppercase. We want the lowercase c. Create new window. So CBC is gonna create a new window. So as you can see, the asterisk, it moved here, and now we're running the process SSH. Now, so CBC, we can move in between those windows. Now CB0, we're gonna go back to the first one. CB3, we're gonna go to the third, and notice how the asterisk now is moved on the third window. And here we can also open this. We can, for example, see other commands, which are, for example, CBW, and it's going to give us a panel to attach to the various windows that we have opened. So with the arrows, we can move and say we have the first window. Here we have Tmux. Then we have another window, another window, another window. And when we are in here, we can actually select by pressing number 2. We actually go on that particular selection. Now we can exit. We're on the third one. We are back on the first one. Let's do again CBW. And now I'm going to click 0. So essentially, all what is happening is simply that I am moving in between those options. Anyway, this is, I suppose that's enough. Let's have a play, and let's think about. I'm gonna exit from these sessions. Exit now. If I go Tmux ls, there is no server running because all of the sessions with Tmux have been killed, so there is no Tmux server running anymore. To launch it again, I just have to launch Tmux. However, what happened now? So let's split the window. And as you know, I had the mouse set, and this mouse set doesn't work anymore. What's going on? Well, when you set something with CB colon and then set the option, like in our case was the mouse option, this configuration got lost. So how do I preserve it? I need to use a configuration file. So inside your home directory, all you want to do is to create this file, and we're going to create with vi tmux.conf. And here I can now set some of the options that I want. So because I like the mouse option, I'm going to set -g mouse, and now I'm gonna close, and then tmux source tmux.conf, and now Tmux read the new configuration. What are other options that we can set? The status bar, as you can see, is green. We can change the color of this. So how do we do this? We can open up our configuration file, and we can add set -g status -bg, and then we say red. We exit, we load the configuration again, and there you go, that our configuration file got changed again. Now there is a lot to do on the Tmux page. You can open up and see, so that's our Tmux, demonstrates what it can do. However, what I want to show you is the fact that here there are some instructions. And what we can do, we can, for example, Tmux plugin, the TPM plugin, that's the one I'm looking at. We are gonna install it. Well, we can install it, or we can use the Tmux ttconf which is this one, the Tmux configuration file, which is a self-contained, pretty versatile tmux.conf configuration file. Has more than 21,000 stars, and essentially is gonna install the plugin manager. Is gonna make your status bar look pretty, and we can install it in a variety of ways. So one way is to install it in your home directory. However, there are options to install them in various directory. In this case, for example, we can do the installation in our home directory, which is the first one. So we do git clone. Well, actually, let's just copy this block because it is not well, of course, let's do one by one. Let's do git clone into Tmux. Then we do a symbolic link of Tmux, tmux.conf. So we're gonna basically do a reference to this file. And then the last one, we're gonna copy the tmux.conf local into our local configuration. And now we're gonna do tmux source tmux.conf. And as you can see, we now have the Tmux configuration. Ctrl B arrow, exit. And here's gonna give us some information, the window of pane number. Now, this is of course huge just because my text size is gigantic. This is an opinionated version. However, if you wanna set your own item, so you wanna poke around what this one looks like, you can just have a look at the tmux config file from this repository. The tmux.config.local is where you can specify certain colors, etc. and various options to your liking. So let's have a look here. Here setting the default terminal to basically say that you can use colors. Xterm keys, escape time increases the command sequences, repeat time, so how fast, if you keep pressing a button, how fast it is. This one, it sets the prefix, sets a second prefix essentially. So far we've been using CB as a prefix for our commands. However, you can also do CA, and it's gonna work the same. This is done because there is another project which is actually older than Tmux, which was called GNU Screen. And GNU Screen was a terminal multiplexer that came before Tmux. Nowadays, Tmux is the most popular, and then anyway, so we have history limit 5,000 rows, so we have longer history. And anyway, a whole set of configurations. This one, there is the bind command. So basically what it's saying is you have, in this case, -r. It means that after you do the prefix, so let's go back here. So CB, and then I say IH, CBL, CBJ, which essentially it allows you to move with the same Vim shortcuts. I don't actually use this one because I'm the Dvorak user, so for me it's not as comfortable. And then the same shortcuts, but in the uppercase version, allow you to resize. So CB and then uppercase H. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Wasn't the one I was looking for. This one is select pane. Resize pane is L. So, no, that's unexpected. I thought the pane resizing was on this character rather than on a new window. So, you can have list buffers, because what happens here is that if I I'm in here and I select something, this is gonna be automatically copied. That's not something you actually get out of the box, like on a Linux machine where you select something and then middle click. Okay, that's a feature from Tmux. I select, this is copied, I go here and I can paste with this without having to ever remember, without having to do Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. And then if you're interested about some more, there are Tmux plugins. This is a list of Tmux plugins. You can essentially have a look at what's available and what you can use. Some of them they're already enabled. For example, the one for the battery, one that I use myself is the Pomodoro. There are two. The Pomodoro Plus is the one I use, and this one essentially is gonna show you on the bottom bar, on the status bar, is gonna show you the time at which the Pomodoro time that has elapsed. If you don't know what the Pomodoro technique is, I highly encourage you to have a look. So this is a live demo from it, and now you can specify a Pomodoro and start it, or take a break, etc. Anyway, this is everything for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't like it, leave a comment and tell me how you wish I could improve. And if there is something else you would like to talk about, please let me know. Thank you very much. See you the next time.